Hyundai Santa Fe 2008 model. Let's see if I can get in this thing. My hands are full. I got all kinds of goodies. I got a scan tool and a floor mat and a tablet and some keys and a GoPro and a full shop. One of those kinds of days. It's a super frantic, hectic, go fast day. What do we got here? 114,222 miles on the Hyundai odometer. Let's see. Oh, look, I found the plug by taking off the cover. It's down here. Scan tool powering on. Beep. All right, we're here for the airbag warning. There you are, Hyundai. And we're looking at a Santa Fe 2008. 08 with a 3.3 Doke. It's got a Doke engine, dual overhead cam. And we're looking for airbag. Let's scroll on down to SRS. Supplemental restraint system. Oh, there it is. Nope. Airbag. Went right past it a couple times. Trouble codes. What do we get? What do we get? What do we get? What do we get? Active codes. No active codes. What? How do we have a warning light but no DTCs? Here we go. Low battery voltage, B1102. Battery voltage less than 8 volts. And B1346, first stage driver's airbag resistance high. Now we're getting somewhere. So what I would like to do is head into... No, I don't want that. I don't want codes. I want data. System test? Pod, system ID. No. Yeah. Real-time information. What I would like is a resistance measurement, a resistance PID of this driver's side deployment unit. Blah, blah, blah. It's not here. Backing out. Oh no, we have an issue here. I don't have access to live data for the SRS system. Oh, that's, what do I do? What do I do? I have an idea. I'll just pull this airbag unit out and check resistance on it. What I would like to do, normally what I would do with an airbag fault is I would identify which component had the high resistance. And I do that by going into ECU data and just looking at the resistance values. Many SRS ECUs will display the resistance data for the deployment loops. However, I cannot access that. So I'll just do this in an analog way, so to speak. Okay, so the code did say that the driver's side deployment loop was the unit of high resistance. So what I'm just going to do is just disconnect that. We'll pull this off, disconnect it, and we'll just measure it with the meter. I've got to do this outside the parking lot because I'm full over there too. Yeah, it's a kind of a busy day. Let's go ahead and pop this guy out and measure resistance. So if we get a hold of this and it's 100 ohms or something, we know we have a problem. Okay, let's get this steering wheel apart. We have a Torx bit going down into our slot. Can't see. Can't even feel it. There it is. Unclick. Those screws stay inside of there. There's like a little plastic tab that sits on top of them that keeps them from falling out, which sometimes make these a little hard to get out because the screws will hang on to the threads. Oh, that was tight. 2 hands. Oh no, I don't have the torque. Hang on, I'll be right back. Need tools. Okay, I return with leverage. Okay, screws are unscrewed. Let's power that off because I am pulling an airbag out. Let's pull this guy out of here. Tell me I can measure resistance. Yes, I sure can. Let's disconnect our bags right here and I'll go ahead and probe these guys for resistance. Oh, and real quick, before I touch anything, it is possible that you can get corrosion on the pins on these guys, which creates that resistance, and then once you manipulate that, it kind of knocks that corrosion off. Then all of a sudden you put it back together and everything works fine again. That's also a possibility. Again, I'd like to be able to see the resistance values on the scan tool, but that's not working out for us. So we're just gonna shoot into the dark on this and kind of see what hits and what doesn't. So what we're gonna do is free this unit up and disconnect everything. Come here. The little ground wire's on there, isn't it? I'll get you. Okay, let's check these two circuits for resistance. Okay, let's pull that key out so it shuts up. There's our meter. Here's our module. Stay. Now I know this seems a little high, and for some reason this meter has started to do this, and I'm assuming it's high resistance in one of the leads. But when I check resistance of my leads, I always land at like 1.2, 1.3 ohms. You see that right there? Okay, we're looking at 1.7 ohms here, so that gives us, around 0.4 ohms on that side. Okay, and the other loop, that one's coming in, we got 1.6, 1.5. Yeah, these are about the same. So I don't have any difference in resistance between the two units. It makes me wonder if the connection was failing and that's what was setting the DTC, because we should have one circuit for this side of the loop and one for that side of the loop. So we should have two codes that could potentially be set from a failing unit. I'm gonna plug this back in. Let's go ahead and restart it and see if the codes show up as active, and then we will wiggle the connectors around and see if we can't trigger that code to go off. Like I said earlier, this is not the preferred way to diagnose airbag, but due to the lack of technical information at my disposal, I'm going to do it like this. Keying on, starting engine. Check our light. We do not have a warning light. Warning light is off. I'm going back into trouble codes. I do believe that this is circuit 1 and that's circuit 2. This is the one that has the affected DTC. So let's head into active, no code. Let's check in history. If it's momentary, then it goes away. It can log in history. And again, no codes in history. So what I'm gonna do, so we're gonna go ahead and back out. We're gonna keep an eye on the airbag light, one eye on the scanner, and then one eye on our connect. Okay, now the airbag light is going to come on because I'm going to enter the airbag menu. So bear with me, I'm trying to get all this in one shot so we can see. Here comes the light. Don't make a liar out of me light. There it is. That's just saying I'm in the system, active codes, no codes present. So I'm gonna wiggle this around and we're waiting for that DTC to pop up. If that DTC shows up, I'm gonna blame it on this connection or connector, because it will have failed the wiggle test. And again, I wish I had real-time resistance data on this, but I do not. Still no codes. Okay, so that still does not tell us if it's the actual airbag or if it's the connection or not. So we sort of need to make an educated guess on the matter. Okay, restarting the Hyundai, and survey says, there it is, airbag light. Okay, lights on, so the fault showed up again. But here's what we know. We know it's not the pins. We know it's not the connector. We know that the actual airbag itself does not have a faulty circuit because I've been staring at it with a meter and it is still ohming out at the correct resistance. Yet intermittently, we are getting an incorrect resistance back to the ECM. Or the airbag module, I should say. Now that leaves me to conclude, using process of elimination, like I said, it's not the pins, not the connectors, not the airbag. It doesn't appear to be the wires. I'm gonna put my money on the clock spring behind the steering wheel. That is the device that routes the electrical wires through the moving components of the steering column and makes a connection to the rest of the harness. So I'm gonna go ahead and order that. I believe that is simply based on my process of elimination. The most likely cause at this point. This is the trouble with intermittents, is you've got to catch them in the act, and you know, I'm sort of at a disadvantage because I cannot live monitor actual resistance of this airbag circuit. So we're using different problem solving strategies, and process of elimination wins the prize today. So back to the shop we go. I'm gonna go ahead and pull the steering wheel off, and we're gonna swap out that clock spring device, reset the codes, and then observe and retest again. And I hope I'm right, because I hate to sell things and not be right. This is like intermittent week for me. Everything that I do is an intermittent electrical concern. It's kind of bugging me. Can I just do a brake job? Powering down. I know you guys have seen this like 700 times in this video, but now it's 701. There, you go over there. Don't blow me up. Okay, we need to get this. Yeah, this harness is part of that clock spring assembly. I need a 21 millimeter, and we'll go ahead and pull the steering wheel off. All right, turns out this nut is a 22 millimeter, not a 21. I was wrong. Ooh, come here, washer. Get out of there. This stuff is critical. We don't forget steering column parts. I should be able to get a hold of this. My knees behind it, just give it a rock. There we go. Just pops right off. It's a little dark in here. More light. Maximum lumens. I think there's another one down there, maybe. Yep. There should be a fourth one right down here. Yep. Then the shrouding will come off, and then we can unbolt this unit. Come off shrouding. Don't make a liar out of me. Some people don't care if they're liars, but I do. Become disconnected now. Okay, what's holding us in here? Nothing? Everything? A clip? A nut? Screw? What's going on? Looks like a clip. Might just be a couple clips. I need to get this bottom shroud out of here. What's holding me? Oh, there's another screw. Let's see what's going on. It eluded me. Alright, plugs are in the way. Let's lose these. There's like 3 of them, I think, 3 or 4. Can't really see. This is the yellow, that's the connector for the airbag circuits. Yep. Oh, come on, there we go. All right, unit is removed. What it does, we've got our leads here, they run in, and I believe there's just like a ribbon strip inside of there that it just kind of winds and unwinds, and it connects this side of the connector to the unit on the back, and then we have our connections that run down into the wiring harness here. And I believe that they fail at the solder points on that ribbon. So before I put this down, I'm just going to take note as to how it's oriented, which is the 12 o'clock position. And when it gets installed, it goes on in the 12 o'clock position. And that's kind of critical, I think, unless the new unit has some kind of a lock that engages it, because there are no splines on this part right here or the column that are designed to turn this. It just kind of sits in there with friction, and that's what makes this thing rotate. Check it out, we got a new part, genuine Hyundai parts. Let's see what we get. Oh, look at that, nice and shiny. Good pins, good connectors, it's new. I like it. We are clocked in the 0 position, and it's locked with this little tab right here. So once we set this up and click it all in, then we can pull that tab. Uh-oh. Oh no, look at that. What is this? There's a little module. Oh, you know what? This is the, oh, what is that? Steering angle sensor, I think. Is it security or steering? Oh, duh. It says steering angle sensor. Okay. Why won't it read? All right, so I'm gonna transfer this piece over to my new piece, and then we can install it. You know, I've been rocking things out with this pocket screwdriver lately. Very, very useful little tool. Let's see, unclip you there. I don't want to break it. Whoa, there's a car there, buddy. My dude just ran into my car with himself. Like, not with a car or something else, he hit it. Door was open. Come out of there, please. I need you. Okay. So this guy goes right back into the new one. And it appears you can't get it backwards because these tabs slide in and one is thicker than the other. So that's good. And you gonna click or what? It said what? All right, bottom tab first. Second bottom tab second. Excellent. She's in. Let's plug her in. Airbag connector. How is this connector? I should actually look at this while I'm here. I forgot to consider this connector earlier. Pins feel good. I see them, they're all seated. Okay. Well, that could have been costly. I find out it's a bad connector and I sell them a clock spring. I need to quit saying that. I'm jinxing myself is what I'm doing. I've second guessed this verbally like 3 or 4 times now. Clickage. All right, we're all connected. They cut the corner out of a bag. Weird. Okay, next up, we'll get our shrouding back in place. Screw that stuff back in. There we go. And it's 3 screws on the shroud, not 2 screws. I thought it was 2 screws. I was wrong. There's one. Number 2. It's threading. We're good here. And number 3 down far where I lost it the first time. Number 3. Come on, tighten up. Getting flangey fatigue. There we go. Click. All right. Column angled down. We'll slip the top part in. Snap that into place, and then there's 2 more screws. Here and here. Okay, now we can fit the steering wheel. 2 connectors, they run through the back of the wheel. Let's get this lined up, pull our connector through. And we're squared up on the spline right there, good. That's our lock washer. Big nut. And a couple clicks. Beautiful. Okay, this little white connector goes next. This is the connector for the wiring harness on all the steering wheel controls. See all the buttons, button packs right here? They route through that same component that we just replaced. Okay. Let's get the airbag fitted. We've got our little grounding wire there. One click. And of course the little locking tab for the harness. That way, if this thing ever gets stretched for some reason or it vibrates, it doesn't vibrate at the connectors. It can isolate it here at that little bracket. All right, let's get this thing back in. Clickage. Hey! Okay, we're now safe to reestablish climate control. Hey, and look at that. The light's off. This is good. I do believe we win. Tighten up these little side screws for the airbag and the horn button, and we're good. I am going to go ahead and observe this for a little while and recheck it just to make sure, because this isn't intermittent, and just because I changed the part and the light's off does not mean that I solved it. It means that the conditions are not present currently. So I just want to observe to confirm. I mean, although I believe I got it, I'm not convinced entirely, because I'm always going to doubt myself. All right, guys, since we're all out of things to do and we're entering the boring observation phase, I'm gonna just take this opportunity to thank all of you for watching my video. As always, I certainly hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy this video, you know the drill. Let me know about that by tapping that like button down below. So again, and as always, thank you for watching, and most importantly, don't forget to have yourself a great day. See you guys later. Back in the scanner, airbag module, codes. I didn't even do a code clear yet. And survey says nada. We're achieving victory here. Let's just check history, because we found that stored in history once before as well. Nada, no codes in history. Success.